For over 1,000 years, Constantinople had stood as the greatest fortress in Europe. It survived attacks by Persians, Arabs, Bulgarians, the Rus, Crusaders, and countless others. Its massive walls had become legendary. Many believed the city was impossible to conquer. But by 1453, the empire that once ruled the Mediterranean had been reduced to little more than its capital and a handful of surrounding lands. A new power had risen in Anatolia and the Balkans. Its young ruler intended to accomplish what generations before him had failed to do. He would capture Constantinople, and with it bring the Roman Empire to its final end. The Ottoman state began around the year 1300 as a relatively small frontier principality. Over the next century and a half, it expanded rapidly through both warfare and diplomacy. As neighboring kingdoms weakened, the Ottomans absorbed territory across Anatolia and southeastern Europe. By the 15th century, Constantinople stood almost completely surrounded. Although still heavily fortified, the city had become increasingly isolated. The Byzantine Empire had lost its wealth, manpower, and most of its former provinces. What remained was a proud capital defending centuries of Roman history. Mehmed II became Ottoman sultan at just 19 years old. Despite his youth, he possessed extraordinary ambition. He viewed Constantinople as both a strategic objective and a symbol. Capturing the city would unite Ottoman lands, secure control of vital trade routes, and establish his empire as the dominant power of the eastern Mediterranean. Preparations began immediately. He strengthened his army, expanded his navy, and invested enormous resources into one revolutionary weapon. One of Mehmed's greatest advantages was artillery. A Hungarian engineer named Orban designed enormous bronze bombards capable of firing massive stone projectiles. Some cannonballs weighed hundreds of pounds. Transporting these weapons required teams of oxen and hundreds of workers. Although slow to reload and not always accurate, their destructive power was unlike anything the defenders had previously faced. For centuries, Constantinople's walls had defeated every enemy. Now they faced a weapon specifically designed to break them. The Theodosian Walls protected Constantinople for more than 1,000 years. Built during the 5th century, they consisted of multiple defensive layers, towers, and wide moats. They successfully resisted dozens of major sieges. Even powerful medieval armies failed to breach them. During the siege of 1453, defenders repaired damaged sections every night, but constant bombardment slowly weakened the walls. Eventually, repeated artillery fire opened gaps that could no longer be fully repaired. The fortress that had protected Rome's eastern capital for a millennium was beginning to fail. After weeks of bombardment, Mehmed ordered a final assault before dawn on May 29. Wave after wave of Ottoman troops attacked the damaged defenses. The defenders, though vastly outnumbered, fought fiercely. Eventually, Ottoman forces penetrated the weakened walls near the Gate of St. Romanus. Once soldiers entered the city, organized resistance rapidly collapsed. After nearly 2 months of siege, Constantinople had fallen. One of history's greatest cities had been captured. Rather than flee the city, Emperor Constantine XI chose to remain with his soldiers. Historical accounts describe him removing his imperial regalia and joining the final defense. His exact fate remains uncertain. Most historians believe he died fighting near the breached walls. His body was never definitively identified. For many Greeks, Constantine XI became a legendary figure, the final emperor who chose death rather than surrender. With his death, a line of Roman emperors stretching back nearly 15 centuries came to an end. Many history books teach that Rome fell in 476. In reality, only the Western Roman Empire collapsed that year. The Eastern Roman Empire continued to survive from Constantinople for another 977 years. Its people called themselves Romans. Their emperors ruled as Roman emperors. Their laws descended directly from Imperial Rome. When Constantinople fell in 1453, the Roman Empire finally ceased to exist. It had endured for roughly 22 centuries, from the legendary founding of Rome in 753 BC. The fall of Constantinople was far more than the capture of a city. It marked the conclusion of one of the longest-lived civilizations in human history. From a small settlement on the Tiber River to an empire spanning 3 continents, Rome transformed the ancient world. Its laws shaped modern legal systems. Its engineering inspired generations. Its language, religion, and political ideas continue to influence societies today. Although the Roman Empire ended in 1453, its legacy never truly disappeared. In many ways, we are still living in the world Rome built.